viewing porn is giving you micro trauma. Now, this is something that I've thought about and I've heard a few times, but it's something that crossed my mind today when I was talking to a client. And you guys know what I'm talking about, or maybe you don't. And I'll give you an example of what I mean, right? So if you were to right now think of something you saw sexually, whether it be porn or something similar in its nature, right? You can see that pretty damn clearly in your head. And I really believe there's a reason for that. And I believe that part of that is the fact that you are experiencing micro trauma. Every time you watch this kind of content, it's literally it's singeing like an image into your mind that is actually harming you in a very deep way, spiritually, mentally, and physically. It's warping your perception of women, reality. It's turning you into a lustful person. It's putting you on the lowest plane of consciousness, right? You're operating from your lowest state. You're becoming sexualized. You're just becoming someone who thinks in this super low vibration way. And you know that it's bad, right? You know that it's harming you. You know that it's not good. And you don't need to know that from a logical perspective. You don't need to have some kind of belief system like a religion to have some kind of deep intuitive understanding of what you're doing isn't right and it feels bad. Now, if you look right here, you'll see the levels of consciousness, right? And as you can see, the lowest state of consciousness is shame. Shame is the lowest state of consciousness, and the emotion you feel when you watch porn is shame. And that's not been taught, like that's not something that you've been taught. That's something you just feel deep inside here, right? And the thing with that is that every time you engage in porn, the action of it, the looking at it, the viewing, the digging, it makes you feel this way, right? And this is, like I said, this is the lowest state of consciousness. So you're taking yourself to the actual lowest plane of your existence. And now you're going into the world. You're carrying yourself with this low state. And you wonder why you struggle with confidence. You wonder why you have social anxiety. You wonder why you can't look someone in the eye and you wonder why your handshake isn't firm. You ask yourself these questions. You wonder why you just want to cower away and you don't step up to situations and take full control. Because you haven't taken full control of yourself. And actually something is controlling you. You are a slave to your lower desires. And that makes you feel shameful, right? That is an emotion. Now, the eyes are the gateway to the soul. I'm looking directly into this camera right now, talking to you. The eyes are the gateway to the soul. So when you watch this kind of content and you make eye contact with people on a subconscious level, and this is a belief I have, on a subconscious level, at least you believe that they can see into your soul, and that makes you want to look away. That makes you want to look down, look away, because you don't want them to see what's truly inside of you, because you aren't happy with it. You're not proud of it, right? Now, if we go back to the levels of consciousness, pride is although it's not the best thing, it's a much higher state of consciousness. And when you have that proud and that proud feeling about yourself, that you're not someone who does this. You're not someone who looks at this kind of degenerate content, and you actually have some self-respect, and you're actually able to transmute your energy into a higher purpose in your life. When you have that, you feel good. You feel fulfilled, you feel joyful, you feel energized, and you're operating from a different level of consciousness. And if you're watching this right now and you've done a bit of semen retention, you've done a bit of Nofap, you're going to know what I'm talking about. Either you're in this now or you tapped into it. You have felt it. But if you've never really done this, you've never really gone past a week, you've never tapped into this higher state, right? A lot of guys do Nofap and they give it the plausible deniability. Well, the scientific literature says after 7 days, your testosterone goes back to baseline. And you know what else scientific literature says? It says a lot of things that aren't necessarily correct or true. And really, this ties back to Eastern philosophy, to do with our sexual energy and how it's transmuted through our body. And essentially, you're cutting off your higher self every time you watch porn, every time you masturbate. It is practically impossible for you to be the best version of yourself if you're looking at this kind of content. And this is the way God wanted us to be. He wants us to be honorable men who do not engage in this stuff, who have self-respect for ourselves. We carry ourselves with respect. We carry ourselves to a higher level. We don't do this stuff, you know? And look at any highly successful individual, you know, even people like Andrew Tate. Not that I'm a massive fan of the guy, but even people like him, they don't even engage in porn, right? Even though they're degenerate and they sleep with a bunch of women, they don't even look at porn. So if you're looking at porn, you are literally shooting yourself in the foot. Completely, it's not something that's helping you grow as an individual. And I want to help you break free from it, right? And like I said, this is what it all comes back down to. Like, and when you are engaging in this stuff, you're destroying yourself. Every single day you're looking at porn, you are destroying yourself. You are killing yourself. You're like weakening your spirit. You're weakening your vessel. You're weakening your mind. You don't feel as strong. You don't feel as energetic, and you're not growing. You go to bed at night with a feeling of void inside of you. Like, this ain't right. This isn't me. This isn't the best me, right? You want to be going to bed every night feeling like you made progress on your goals. You've made progress on what you're doing with your life, you know, your mission, your purpose. And you probably sat there thinking, well, yeah, but Ben, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what my mission is. How could you know if you're completely, constantly depleting yourself, you know, looking at, it's overstimulating your dopamine receptors, looking at videos, getting caught up and tied in with OnlyFans and going deeper down this rabbit hole, getting more and more depressed, running more and more away from your emotions and the things that you need to face to become the person that you should be. Well, yeah, obviously you don't know what your purpose is because you're so caught up in something that is completely consuming you, mind, body, and spirit. It's a drug. It's hitting you on a quarter of what cocaine is. You know, from a dopaminergic level, quarter of what cocaine is. Bro, you're better than that. I know whoever's watching this video, you know you're better than that. And I'm telling you right now, you need to make a change ASAP. Because your life is ticking by every single day. And each day you're in that trap, the harder it gets every single time. So it's time for you to make a shift. It's time for you to make a change and start moving towards becoming the man that God actually wanted you to be. Start carving your way to being a good person. Because guys, we live in a degenerate time. We're living in a time where people don't have morals. People don't have values. And everyone is just trying to get a piece of this, a piece of that. It's lust driven, you know. Boxing sport events are being sponsored by OnlyFans. You know, we're living in the end times and you don't want to get eaten and swallowed alive by that. You want to be able to stand on your own feet and have your own strength, pave your own path and not get caught up, because every single person who's following these things and being a part of the degeneracy they're going to destroy themselves in the process. And maybe they'll be fine. Maybe they will. But you want to give yourself the best chance you can to make your life the best it can be and become the best man you can be, so that those around you look up to you and they respect you. So with that said, guys, if there's something you're struggling with and something you want to overcome when it comes to quitting porn, quitting masturbation, doing semen retention, mastering semen retention, and really just getting on the right track, I would highly recommend joining my community. Link is in the description. It's currently $8 per month to join, and for $8 you get thousands of dollars worth of value in terms of principles, mindset shifts, and what you actually need to actually succeed on Nofap and semen retention. This is the stuff I've used with my clients. You know, I've worked with over 40 different men and helped them quit porn for good. Some of them being hooked on this stuff for 20 years. And I know what the secret is. I know how to overcome this. I know what the principles are, and it's something I share in this course. I highly, highly recommend getting inside. $8. It's cheaper than a coffee. It's cheaper than a McDonald's. Invest in yourself. Let this video be a motivator to make a shift in your life. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on the inside. But if you enjoyed this video, please drop me a like, drop me a comment. Lots more content to come out very soon. If you like this style of video, like I said, drop a comment, what your thoughts are, what you'd like to see me do next, what topics you want me to cover. Have a good day, guys. Peace.